After the last time I made a video on wrestling, I just thought I was gonna be. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Joncast podcast. Today we are going to be talking about the 2024 Royal Rumble match. We're going to be doing a reaction to the outcome of the matches. We had 4 matches on the card tonight, but before we continue to get into it, like, subscribe, comment, follow me on my social media handles right there. And yeah, let's start getting into it. So first match was the Women's Royal Rumble match. I guess I'm going to be sort of going through the participants. I'm not going to go through everybody, just giving some, thoughts, opinion on it. But overall, the Women's Royal Rumble match, I enjoyed it towards, the end. I think the beginning of it was good. We had, some people come out. We had Naomi in the number 2 spot, her returning to the WWE. So we had that, but there was like a middle period of the Women's Royal Rumble match, which was kind of like just a lull period. Like nothing was going on. Like people were coming out, but it wasn't really much happening. So I can't lie, I kind of sort of dozed off during that point in the match. But when Becky Lynch came out, I think she was number 24, if I got it correct. That's when things started to pick up. But we had in the beginning, we had Bayley come out at number 3, who ended up being the winner. I should have did a predictions video before this, but prior, you can go check out on John and Joe Words of Wisdom. I believe we did somewhat of a prediction video, not exactly of the Royal Rumble, but to how we thought the road to WrestleMania was going to be. So you can find out something over there. But in terms of the Women's Royal Rumble match, I did have either Becky Lynch or Bayley winning. I think I favored Becky Lynch more, but Bayley ended up coming out on top. So yeah, Bayley came in at the number 3 spot, made it to the end, and the last person she eliminated, I believe, was Liv Morgan. So yeah, let's talk about some moments from the match. I think the biggest moment coming out of the Women's Royal Rumble match was definitely the debut of Jade Cargill. If you don't know Jade Cargill, she was signed by WWE a couple months ago at this point. I kind of figured that this will be the place that she debuts because the Royal Rumble is a good spot for people to, make an appearance, and they definitely showcased her. I feel like even if the people in the arena didn't really know who she was, or if people who don't watch AEW didn't know who she was, they definitely walked out the other side, just at least taking some interest in her. She came in at the number 28 spot, and at the time, Nia Jax was in the ring, and Nia Jax was kind of, just being a monster, just tossing people out left and right, just playing the big person that nobody can eliminate by themselves. And she came to the ring. Jade Cargill walked to the ring, and she single-handedly lifted Nia Jax. I think she kind of body slammed her first, and then lifted her up, threw her over the top rope, which was definitely an amazing moment on the Royal Rumble match, the Women's Royal Rumble match. And from that point on, I think we had another face-off, which I think would be hell of an interesting match with Bianca Belair. They had a moment where everybody else was down, and they kind of just came face to face, and we were all kind of just sucking it all in, just like, oh man, this would I feel like if we had that match at WrestleMania, that would be definitely, it would have my attention. I kind of see all the stuff people say about Jade Cargill in the ring and how she kind of needs more work, but I don't know. I'm not really going to make that judgment. I thought for what she was doing in AEW, she was okay. But, I mean, she was signed back in September at this point, and this is the first time we're seeing her in the ring, so maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe not. I'm not really sure, but I'm not really going to sit here and focus on that. So, yeah, that is something I would like to see down the line. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I don't even really believe a title needs to be involved in that. And then we got Tiffany Stratton from NXT came down. I thought that was sort of a big deal. They gave her a moment as well, especially at the end of the match when they was highlighting everybody who was outside the ring, just sitting there watching Bayley celebrate. Kind of feel like that's different, but it also made the Royal Rumble feel like more of a big deal. And also, I believe Bayley By the time the match ended, she served 63 minutes in the match. Another person I want to talk about is what is her name? I'm drawing a blank right now. Let me get it right now. She is the TNA Women's the TNA Women's Champion, Jordynne Grace. There you go. Jordynne Grace was she came in at the number 5 spot, and hey, for those of you who don't know Jordynne Grace, you got introduced to her. TNA, like, I'm not fully invested as I used to be back in the day in TNA, but I pass by glances here and there. So yeah, I think Jordynne Grace is interesting, and for her to have a spotlight like that in the Royal Rumble, she definitely deserved it. She was there for, I think, a little while. I think she ended up getting eliminated by Bianca Belair. So yeah, so I think she got some time to shine. But yeah, Bayley coming out on top, I think, is definitely a well-deserved moment for Bayley. And actually, before this match actually happened, I think we were talking about, in the media at least, about how Bayley, or she herself, was talking about how she's never had a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, which is a crazy stat. Didn't know that. But yeah, she's definitely deserving of it. Right now, I believe, just like everybody else, that is more likely than not that somehow she's going to end up challenging Io Sky. That's a story that's probably going to develop with her getting kicked out of Damage Control. I'm one of those people as well. Like, I want to see Bayley be a baby face. She's been a heel for a few years now. If we end up getting the Bayley buddies back, I'm with it. I'm all for it. So yeah. Overall, Women's Royal Rumble match, I would probably give it like a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, it was a low period in between where it wasn't a stuff. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I forgot to mention, which was hilarious. At number 24, Valhalla came out, but then all of a sudden, R-Truth music played. Like, I love R-Truth, man. He is such a funny dude. He came running into the ring, and he got to the ring, and he's like, "Where's all the guys at? What's going on?" And then he got confused with his spot in the match. He came out during the Women's Royal Rumble match, which was funny. It was definitely funny. Like, I definitely laughed when that happened. I think Nia Jax ended up throwing him out the ring, but then Adam Pearce came down, was like, this is the Women's Royal Rumble match, and he's like, wait, what do you mean? And then on social media, a clip came out about something that was referenced on SmackDown that happened. So yeah, you got that. Going to the next match, which was kind of surprising to me for the spot that it was. Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. For me, this match was just like a meh, because never really expected him to lose. And, I figured, like, at the end of the day, AJ Styles and LA Knight were both added to the match just to take the pin. So it ended up being AJ Styles taking the pin. The way we got to that pin was LA Knight got pushed into the ropes as AJ Styles was going for a phenomenal forearm. And then he knocked AJ Styles off the ropes. LA Knight took a Superman punch. AJ Styles took a spear, got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Still our tribal chief. Like I said, never really expected him to lose. Never really expected him to be in danger of losing. So that kind of just took away from the match a little bit for me. We did have a couple, like, we had a really close pin with Randy Orton. Randy Orton hit him with an RKO, went for the pin. And then, of course, Solo Sikoa came out, pulled the ref out. And yeah. So, what was crazy is that I think Roman Reigns took everybody's finisher in the match. He took the blunt force trauma from LA Knight, took a Styles Clash, and took a RKO. And I think everybody got, somewhat of a close count, with Randy Orton being the closest to actually, like, visually getting the pinfall. So yeah, I kind of feel like we maybe setting up a one-on-one match with him and Randy Orton at the elimination. No, sorry, it's already been confirmed that Roman Reigns is not going to be at Elimination Chamber. So I will take that back. And with other things going on in the world, we will get to that. Next match was Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. And I gotta say, for the people that don't like Logan Paul, it's fine. I mean, he got his stuff going on in the background, crypto zoo scam, all that stuff. But every time he's in the ring, I kind of feel like he always gives it his all, and he always, leaves a good performance. Yeah, Kevin Owens won by Logan Paul won by disqualification because Kevin Owens, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller came to the ring, threw some brass knucks to Logan Paul. Kevin Owens saw that, ended up taking him. He hit him. And for the first referee in history taking common sense, he saw the brass knucks on Kevin Owens' hands as he went for the 3, and he got disqualified. Therefore, Logan Paul keeping the belt. Another match, I think this was better than the Fatal 4-Way for me personally. It was a lot more enjoyable, a lot more stuff happening in it. And me personally, Logan Paul, I don't think they're taking it. I don't believe he's going to lose the title until WrestleMania. And I probably said this before. I think LA Knight WrestleMania moment is probably going to be him beating Logan Paul for the title. I think that's the direction LA Knight is going to go in. We shall see from there. But yeah, for those of you who are upset with Logan Paul being the champion, not being around, who cares? It's wrestling. Get over it. And yeah, so next, I kind of feel like we're probably going to get a follow-up to this match soon. And then we had the Men's Royal Rumble. Men's Royal Rumble, I kind of feel like we were missing surprises, I guess. Usually in Royal Rumble, we stick around for, the surprises of, people we haven't seen in a while, maybe legends coming in the match. But I think this year it was kind of missing that. Just surprises in general. It doesn't even have to necessarily be legends. But I think the biggest return that come to mind before I go down the list of people was Andrade. Andrade is back in the WWE. He showed up in the Royal Rumble. I believe he was number 4. I don't like his music. The music he came to the ring with, I'm not a fan. I was like, immediately, I want his old song back. El Idolo. Well, what he came out with, I know it's probably supposed to be a more serious Andrade, but I just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it at all. He lasted for a little while, but yeah, we started the match with number 1 and number 2, Jimmy and Jey Uso. For me personally, I feel like throughout the match that they were in it together, there wasn't really a lot of interaction between the two. Besides, the opening bell before, I think number 3 was Grayson Waller. Yeah. Before he came in the match, it was just things would happen between them. Somebody would beat up on Jay. Jimmy would try to give him a high five, or let's team up and beat him up. But there wasn't really anything of substance to take away from going throughout the match with those two. Eventually, they got eliminated. I think Jey Uso got eliminated more towards the end of the match. Got eliminated by Gunther. Jimmy got thrown out by Braun Breaker. Let's talk about Braun Breaker for a minute. I think it's time for him to get called up to the main roster. He came to the ring and had a presence. He came in the ring. I think he has probably one of the best looking spears. I'm just going to say in the WWE because I don't know what the business in general looks like, but definitely in the WWE, he has one of the best looking spears. He came to the ring just hitting everybody with spears. I think his big moment is he ended up eliminating Omos by himself, essentially. Came in, was just wreaking havoc. That's I feel like he's been main roster ready for maybe a year, more than a year now. When he was NXT champion, I felt like they could have called him up right after he was done, but he's still been in NXT. He has a good thing going on with Baron Corbin right now. Baron Corbin, said that wrong. The Wolf Dogs, that tag team, the Dusty Road Classic. So that's interesting. But yeah, if what am I saying? If Braun Breaker ends up coming to the main roster sometime in the immediate future, I am definitely be a fan of that decision. I kind of think it's time, even if it's a little bit after WrestleMania season, just because they don't have something for him at this moment in time. I think that's a decision I'm ready for. We had Carmelo Hayes from NXT in the match. For me, I feel like it was a missed opportunity for Trick Williams. They should have put Trick Williams in the match. Especially since he was just off SmackDown. I think he should have been a part of the Royal Rumble just because Carmelo Hayes was there. He could have came in, had Carmelo Hayes back, and then hey, maybe we could have fan the flames of the story that's already going on with NXT, and Carmelo Hayes probably eliminate Trick Williams, something like that. So yeah, other than that, any other big things? Gunther had a good showing. I saw people complaining on Twitter about Sami Zayn having a number 30 spot, and in my mind, I was just like, yo, shut up. All last year, y'all was talking about how he should have been the one to beat Roman Reigns, so he has that credibility just because of y'all to be the number 30 spot. But it came down to it came down to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Now, I said before, the path that I thought was going to happen was CM Punk was going to win the Royal Rumble. Cody was probably going to end up in an Elimination Chamber somehow, and that's how he was going to face Roman Reigns. What actually happened is Cody won the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes run.
You blew it.
I can't talk. Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes eliminated CM Punk to win the Royal Rumbles. Cody Rhodes.
You blew it.
I'm trying to talk and it's just not working. Cody Rhodes went back to back, like he's on the cover of Lethal Weapon, back to back, like it's Jordan 96, 97. I didn't expect that to happen. I really didn't expect that to happen. There came a point in the match where, or between the final two, when CM Punk said, I didn't wait 10 years just to lose to Dusty's kid. As soon as he said that, I was like, well, Cody's winning the Rumble. In that exact moment, if you didn't see it, I'm pretty sure you could go find it. It's just like at the exact moment, I was like, wow, Cody Rhodes is winning the Royal Rumble. And yeah, there you go. Immediately after the match, we had the celebrating, the point to the WrestleMania sign. And then he turned around. He found Roman Reigns, who was watching the match, along with Seth Rollins. They were both in the arena watching the match. He pointed right at Roman Reigns. We all knew that was going to happen. So definitely for sure, we are going to have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the implications on this whole thing in another video over on John and Joe Where's the Wisdom. But overall, for the Men's Royal Rumble 2024, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 as well. Overall, like I said, have fun. Pat McAfee had a fun moment when R-Truth actually came down to the Rumble. Yeah, this is the right match. He just got thrown out by Damian Priest, which I'm wondering if there's going to be a follow-up to how it happened. Like, Damian Priest came to the ring and just manhandled him and threw him out. Like, wasn't even like pretending anything. But yeah, that was a very interesting way he got eliminated. But yeah, I think I touched upon everything I wanted to touch upon. Overall, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 overall. I did enjoy it. Like I said, it was surprising to me that Cody Rhodes won the match. Wasn't expecting it. I in my mind, Cody Rhodes had a whole nother path of getting it, because I just didn't believe that. I think what really made me come around to it was fan reaction during the match. Like once it became, I think Gunther was eliminated before it was Final Four was Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk. It's crazy. Those are all Raw superstars. I got that right. Wow. No SmackDown superstar was even there. I should have said a lot. But CM Punk eliminated Drew McIntyre. Cody Rhodes eliminated Gunther again. I think called them back to last year. And even when they were, having their one-on-one, essentially, the crowd noise was telling me that Cody Rhodes was definitely the favorite. Like, they were cheering for Cody. And my worry going into it is like the Roman Reigns effect of a couple years ago, that they were going to turn on Cody if he won again, but it seemed like everybody was in favor of it happening. Everybody wanted it, and now we are finally going to finish the story. So yeah, if anybody tuned into the press conference, Cody's comments on all the gifts, all the memes and everything of him finishing the story, along with everybody else all of a sudden having stories, was kind of fun. So if you just want to go watch the press conference that came afterwards, they do touch on the Vince McMahon stuff. I don't really want to talk about that stuff. If you really want to know about the Vince McMahon stuff, I think you should go to an actual journalist or, some profession. But the things that happened were horrible. And I'm gonna just leave that at that. But yeah, Cody Rhodes and Bayley going to Mania. Like I said, Cody gotta win at this point. I'm happy we silenced the Rock rumors. Like, I ain't want the Rock to come nowhere near it. Next year we can do the Rock versus Roman Reigns. And the Rock was recently on First Take, ESPN First Take, and he did say something that made a lot of sense to me. He was saying that if the match was going to happen, he would want it to be on a bigger scale than like this WrestleMania event, meaning like the WWE had more footholds into other different areas of the world, so it could be the biggest match that it can possibly be. And that made sense. That made a lot of sense the way he said it. So I mean, in that moment, I was still iffy about it happening this year, but I'm happy that it's not happening. So that has been another episode of the Joncast podcast. Let me know what you thought about the Royal Rumble. What are your thoughts on what can happen with CM Punk down the line? I think Gunther became a favorite sometime over the course of last week. What do you think his future holds? Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was at the event. What do we think is going on with him? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.
I have to finish the story.